today about unpacking anxiety and different strategies. It's very hot here in South Australia, but because I've just had a cold drink, I feel cold. I uploaded a informational video on unpacking anxiety. So many of you have asked for more content on reducing anxiety. And what's interesting is that I probably have something like 1,300 videos about how to reduce anxiety, alleviating anxiety, managing anxiety. Isn't it interesting that there's so much information out there, there's so much content out there on how to reduce anxiety, yet it is at times on the forefront of our mind, and we keep thinking, how do we reduce anxiety? Is that what you do? Do you think to yourself constantly, regularly, how do I reduce my anxiety? I was thinking about it on so many different levels because it is a bit of a cultivated issue at the moment. So we have true anxiety inspired by a trigger. We have environmental anxiety, and we have cultural anxiety where it's become cool to be anxious, not negating at all from somebody's authentic experience. But in society, it's trendy to say, oh, I'm so stressed out. Oh, it stresses me. Listen to me put on an accent there. Oh, you just need to chill out. I'm just going to chill tonight. Chill out, chillax, stress less. Our words become us. We choose our words. So there is the I, me, I think, and then my thoughts become my words. But also my words become my thoughts. And if we're going to continue to use the words stress, what are we going to feel? Stress. If we drive a car and look at the brick wall in order to avoid the brick wall, we're more likely to hit the brick wall. Someone asked me recently for content on how to stop smoking, and it's interesting. If I did a video and it was stop smoking, stop smoking, stop smoking, breathe, let go, stop smoking, what would occur is that the listener would think about smoking. It's about redirecting and distracting away from something. If people think constantly, I want to be happy, I want to be happy, I want to be happy, then they're aware of the contrast. I'm not happy, I'm not happy, I'm not happy. I am simplifying a complex issue because, again, if you've experienced trauma, this does not include you. But there is a section of society, and at times I'm guilty of this, where we think, oh, gee whiz, I want to be happy, I want to be happy, why aren't I happy? What brings me happiness? And you think, well, what is the contrast? What is the alternative to being happy, unhappy? And we think about that, and what we think we create. Our minds are incredibly powerful. So in order to stop smoking, we focus on, I am healthy, I breathe clean air. I enjoy breathing clean, fresh air. The air I breathe invigorates my lungs and brings me a sense of calm and health. That's what a non-smoking meditation would sound like. To alleviate, and I know in my videos I use the word anxiety, I use the word stress, I've used the word negativity. Ideally, to redirect, we would use the opposite of those words. Hello, Phoebe. Hi. It's 2:33 in South Australia. And for many of you, it's in the evening, isn't it? 2:33 on Wednesday. and I'm just waiting for the shopping to be delivered. I've just loaded another video, and I thought about you, and I thought, gee, I'm just going to reach out and talk about this stuff about anxiety. And I would have said 103 million times that I experience anxiety, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm interested in anxiety, or alleviating anxiety. That's why I did my master's in counselling. That's why I did my honours in anthropology, because I'm interested in what alleviates anxiety. What alleviates anxiety is starting with the space in our mind, space, declutter, in order to open the windows of our soul to allow calm to flood in like the sunlight. It's not about focusing on how can I reduce stress. Yes, I use the words, and I get my titles have those words. It is a socializing, an awareness of who we are. Hello, Mark, 4 a.m. Oh, Mark. And you got up to listen to me. Well, I hope I make it worth it. Corey. Oh, thank you, Corey. It is 2:35 in the afternoon. Oh, Phoebe, I'm glad to be part of your evening. Isn't it interesting? You're all from all these different times in the world. It's so exciting. It's such a sense of camaraderie. I love this community because you're so upbeat and vulnerable, and you share your stories and you help each other and support each other. I'm so lucky to be part of this community. By the way, I start my meditation course on Monday. It goes for 5 days on Patreon. It would be delightful to have you as part of that. I'm not very good at Zoom, and I've done extra learning in Zoom so that I can run it effectively. I run courses and seminars on Patreon if you are interested. Mark. Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate your kind words. I spoke today about strategies to reduce anxiety. One of them, Angel. Sorry, that was a little bit loud. Angel. Angel, I will keep messaging about the course daily, and I know you want to do it, so I will make sure I reach out to you, and thank you so much. Angel, I really appreciate it. And make sure, Angel, you reach out to me with any questions whatsoever. Thank you, Angel. Suzanne was going to ask if this is a genuine live or an advertisement. It is both. I am live, and I'm promoting a meditation course called Awaken Compassion, which I'm running for 5 days next week. So it's both, Suzanne. Hope you're well. You're welcome, Angel. Absolutely welcome. We're talking about reducing anxiety, and with the reduction of anxiety, it's important to redirect away from anxiety. So consider where your mind is pointing. They've done some research recently into rumination, and people that ruminate are much more likely to feel anxiety. So again, mapping your mind, being conscious of where your thoughts are, and controlling that unruly puppy. I've used that metaphor before for thinking. Train your unruly puppy of a mind. No, it didn't, Suzanne. Suzanne, no. It didn't come out rudely. No, I wouldn't have answered if I thought it was rude. No, I thought it was a genuine question. I used to work in advertising, Suzanne, years and years ago, when the kids were young. I sold online websites, etc. in Australia. And I'm really not keen on any advertising or any pushing of products. However, I support my content with Patreon. So I mention Patreon at different times, and I try to do so in a way that's non-invasive. Thanks, Phoebe. Oh my goodness, Suzanne. By the way, Suzanne, I didn't think you were rude. I'm running a course on Patreon. So you can join Patreon for $5 a month. You can cancel. So you can join it one day and then cancel the next day. So it's $5 a month. You can pay more if you want to. It's next week, Eastern Standard Time, 11:30 for 5 days. It's called Awaken Compassion. You know, I'm really big on compassion and resilience, helping us alleviate anxiety. And I was just saying that I'm becoming more and more skilled in Zoom, which I was not skilled in. Thank you, Phoebe. What were we saying? We're talking about, in order to reduce anxiety, ruminating, not monitoring your thoughts, and the mapping of your thoughts is important. One thing you could do is set an alarm once an hour. Oh, Phoebe, you don't have to. What I'm going to do is just keep giving out the Zoom link. Now, Phoebe, I haven't given out the Zoom link yet. I'm going to do it in the next day or so. And I'll send it out about 6 times. So I've sent out a lot. And Phoebe and Angel, I will hunt you down to make sure that you participate. So, oh, Suzanne, you are not. Oh, goodness me, Suzanne. I don't want to say what the behaviour you said because I'll draw attention to it and then people may look. You are working through your processes, Suzanne. You will get there. We all have these times in life. We are all prone to behaviours that may not support us. We are all prone to self-medicating, all of us. You can do this. Just the fact that you're seeking resources, Suzanne, online, supportive therapy in these sort of areas is really positive. So please it was a reasonable question. It really was, Suzanne. I think it's so important, Suzanne, that you are not hard on yourself. I think society really encourages us to be hard on ourselves. It is natural for the human being to seek out self-medicating, ways of self-medicating. We need to look at the effect it has on us and others and work through that, Suzanne. I totally believe in you. I totally believe in you. Oh, Phoebe, that's so nice of you. I'm just reading, Suzanne, you've got I'm determined. Yeah. I'm absolutely positive you can do it. One of the things, so to look at the habit you're talking about, yeah, the word determined, it's awesome, isn't it, Angel? To look at what you're talking about, it is a matter of redirecting. Firstly, to own the trigger that led to the self-medicating. Now that's what's really challenging. What set of triggers led to you self-medicating the way you're doing? So you're self-medicating to soften the blow of something. So identify that with professional help. You're welcome, Suzanne. So identify that. Then from that, commence a number of rituals to distract you from the habit. So it might be things such as reading a book using Audible, or I have a glass of mineral water with bitters and lime, and I make it quite pretty with pieces of fruit in it, etc. I use Audible and I listen to the same book again and again. The books I listen to are from Pema Chodron, Eckhart Tolle and Malcolm Gladwell. I really like the books, but I've listened to them so many times they put me to sleep now. Thanks, Corey. Thanks, Leslie. So I have a number of rituals to redirect me away from, so I have zero drinking several nights a week. I water the plants. I have a hot shower. I put comfortable textures next to my skin. Now, I absolutely know that so easy. wear some nice pajamas, and you won't have a glass of wine. No, it's not that easy. It is a separate journey for each person, and that person needs to honour their journey. One of the experiences when we self-medicate could be shame and guilt. Shame and guilt are there to help us survive, to keep us safe. Sometimes they don't serve us. When we're trying to move through an experience of self-medicating, whether it's shopping or drinking or something else, shame and guilt do not serve you, do not serve me, do not serve us. Throw them out. The fact that you are trying, yeah, that's true, Karen. The fact that you are trying to move away from that habit is so positive, and you need to just pat yourself on the back 150 million times. Absolutely. If you, don't want to say fail, if you don't succeed in the goals you set at some time, pick yourself up, get back up on the horse and try again. Be very aware of your why. Why are you giving up this behavior? How will it help you? How will it help the relationships you have? Yeah. Thomas, that's great. Shame and guilt. The thing about shame and guilt is, as social animals, we feel shame and guilt to survive, to stay alive. It's useless. If we've been through a trauma and we're not moving forward because of shame and guilt, oh, what a waste. Now, why I'm saying what a waste, I get it. I feel shame. Hey, Thomas, I feel just love for life. Yeah. Yes. Love for life one. Oh my goodness, we're talking about so many things tonight, aren't we? So we're talking about shame, guilt. We're talking about self-medicating. Oh, and one of the problems with cognitive behavioural therapy, which I like cognitive behavioural therapy, is it says it redirects you away from the behaviour, so distracts you from the behaviour, whether it's overeating or behaviours with eating, behaviours with drinking, etc. Distracts you away without looking at the core. Why are you self-medicating? What pain are you trying to distract yourself from? Are you ready to speak about the pain? Are you ready to sit in the pain? No, I'm not ready to sit in the pain. So to move through, oh, woot, good on you. 5 years clean and sober. Big elephant stamp for you. Hello, Texas. Yes, acknowledging it. In our counselling, Angel, in counselling, we use the word problem. I'm not sure how I feel about that altogether, but the definition of problem is an equation that needs to be solved, an equation that needs an answer. When we self-medicate in a way that isn't completely constructive, the first step is to name the problem, and then to look at your why and look at how your life would be different when you behave differently. Then set up a number of strategies to distract yourself away from the self-medicating. Oh, wow. That is cool, Bargonian. I really like that. Thank you. In the garden. Awesome. Anyway, we're affirming Suzanne today. Yeah, Suzanne. Ask for help. Flor, good on you. Yeah, it's another really important point to ask for help. And if people aren't prepared to help, that's their problem. We are here to help. That's our role in life. I know there's sometimes people that don't help or say, rescue. We've all heard of those short form content saying rescue yourself. And we need to be self-accountable. However, as human beings, our role here is to reach out and give somebody a hand. Thank you, Flora. Thank you for that. I started talking about stress and alleviating stress, and then we moved to addictive behaviours, which, oh goodness, haven't we all moved through fairly addictive behaviours at different times? There's a whole range of them. I've seen some of that book, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox. I want to buy it. I've got to look it up. Wow. 1 year without weed, good on you. Yes, yeah. Oh, Suzanne, you didn't interrupt. I'm sounding, well, I've got that tone of voice. My punt always says to me when I'm really passionate, I go, I use that voice like I just used, Suzanne. He said, that sounds really too strong. You sound rude. I think I'm just passionate. Suzanne, you didn't interrupt. These lives, I'm just going to check this message. These lives are here to be spontaneous, to look at what you're feeling now. They're supposed to be all higgledy-piggledy and all over the place, and they're supposed to be full of support. So, Suzanne, what you said was ideal. It resonated with a lot of people. It brought up a really interesting issue. It encouraged empathy in the group. So you did us all a service. Thank you. There's interesting research on a sideline on empathy, that if we don't practice empathy, we lose. So when we practice empathy, we produce oxytocin, which makes us feel good. If we don't practice empathy regularly, we lose the ability, or the ability to express oxytocin is compromised. So it's interesting. The more we have in life, the more compromised our ability to feel empathy and compassion. So empathy and compassion need to be practiced. Oh, in the garden. Well, what do I say to that? I don't know. I'd need to ask more about that particular situation, and those people would need to want help. I'm so sorry. Goodness me. Sharing time. Yeah, Flora, I love that. It's interesting. Interesting, is that the word? I'm here. I'm on this live, and I get these incredible one-liners of people saying, this person's passed, or I have this addiction, or this has happened, and these are like incredibly sad. I mean, this is, oh, Shelley, that's so funny. Life is hard. Life is full of adversity. Everything changes. Nothing stays the same. And it's really painful. And that's As Good as It Gets. I love that movie. You know, with, who's in it? As Good as It Gets with, I've forgotten his name. Who's the actors in As Good as It Gets? It's, Thinky Thoughts. I love that, Angel. Thinky Thoughts. Oh, thank you, Holly. I wrote that piece, You're Okay. Is it I'm okay, you're okay, something like that, when I was struggling. So I'm so glad that others can enjoy it. Who is in As Good as It Gets? Oh, favourite actors. Maybe we can put it in the comments later. I really suggest you see the movie As Good as It. Jack Nicholson. I love Jack Nicholson. Thank you, Phoebe. Thank you, Holly. I just love the way he had so many, like he had obsessive compulsive disorder, and he was a bit of a nasty individual, and he's putting his forks and everything. And he's rich, and his life, we kind of expect someone who's rich to have this great life, and he's really struggling. And then he wants to pay her so that she keeps serving him, which it didn't come from a place of good intent. And then they're walking their own journeys with, what is the other guy? Yeah, they're walking their own journeys, and then they fall in love. And I just love it when, you know, at the end of the movie, and they go, warm, oh, warm rolls. You know, at the end of the movie, and they go, warm rolls, and they leave it. Oh, I just thought it was so beautiful. Is it 4:30 in the morning and they go to get warm rolls? And I just think, just looking at these comments, yeah. And they go in to get warm rolls and the lights are just coming on and they see the lights in the bakery and they've had this pretty shitty life. Like his life is hampered by his obsessive compulsive disorder and her life was so tiring and somehow she managed to bring him out of his shell and then they go and have warm rolls and it's beautiful. It's like in life, when life is hard, we find that moment, that precious moment when we go to the bakery at 4:30 in the morning and we have warm rolls and life is okay. As long as there is a crusty, warm roll in our life or the potential of one, I'm crying now, I'm so hopeless, then we will be okay. On that note of crying, I love Jack Nicholson. I love all his movies. And I want to name the other actors because they were so good. I am crying now. I'm going to go, guys. I care about you. I hope you're okay. I know that life is an absolute roller coaster. And all we can do is hang on and do the best we can do in that moment. Love you all. Take care. I'll speak again soon. Be safe.